Hey guys, and welcome to Sounds Like NYC episode 51. We're here with our friend Darrell Herbert.
In the building, in the flesh.
There you go. Tell us a little about yourself.
I'm a poet, I'm a songwriter, I'm a humanitarian. I have a lot of hats that I wear, but it's all for the good or better.
You only have one head.
We all do.
How do you balance all those hats?
Well, you just have to find good time management skills, and then you just have to really focus on certain areas and then go from there.
Gotcha. Could you just get closer to the mic?
Sure.
Cool. So primarily though, what do you do? You're a musician.
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your music.
It's very personal. It deals with a lot of traumatic issues, such as isolation, suicide, things of that nature. And I feel like it needs to be spoken about in general, not just amongst music, but like people, because people tend to shy away from difficult topics.
Right. So tell us, what's the... You want to take over because you haven't been talking at all?
No.
Well, no, I mean, it's our interview.
I'll come in.
You go closer to the mic so people can hear what you're saying.
You're such a micromanager. No, but like, yeah.
No, go ahead. I mean, you give me a look.
I didn't give you a look. I just looked over at you. Like, do your thing.
So you're humanitarian.
Yeah.
What do you feel strongly about, I guess? Like, what's your focus?
My focus deals with homelessness as well as bettering the endangerment of special needs children.
Okay.
I feel that us as people need to come together more instead of bringing each other down. And we also need to uplift each other in these difficult times that we're in.
Gotcha.
I mean, do you have any like special needs persons or like anything to that nature in your own family?
Yes, I have a twin actually.
Wow.
And he's special needs.
Wow.
So it really hits close to home when I help other people who are in need.
Okay. Oh yeah. I mean, wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
What's it like being a twin?
Honestly, that's like my best friend. That's someone that I am really close to. We've been through a lot of things, a lot of special moments we've had together.
Right.
And I feel that he is a very, very special person in my life.
Why?
Because growing up, like, we didn't really have a lot of interaction with other people because we grew up very sickly due to our environment that we were born in.
Right.
So with that being said, my family would tend to shelter us and keep us in the house instead of letting us interact with other people outside.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of kind of your environment, like, are you from the city originally, or?
Yes. I was raised in Brooklyn, but I was born on an army base in Washington State. I don't get along with my parents because a lot of complications with that. But honestly, like I said, my twin brother is a very, very vital part in my survival.
Wow. So were you guys just born? Were you guys just born in Washington?
Were you guys just
State?
born?
Were you guys just born in Washington in Washington and like immediately came over to New York? Oh,
yes.
So he's a New Yorker. Okay. Yeah, but that's.
I have a strict definition about what makes New Yorker. It's a whole theory. It's a whole.
You have to be conceived
a
in New York.
equation to like at one point, like at what age you're able to call yourself a New Yorker. It's a whole theory I've constructed. No, but yeah.
No,
You're
I mean,
here.
to be honest, like if you're in New York, like say that you weren't born in New York, but you stayed here for 5 more years, like I think you
No.
pass the test.
No.
Yeah, 5 years surviving in this hellhole
No.
of a city.
I'll tell you about my theory later, but no, it's wrong. But you said you also you also talk about homelessness,
Yes.
right? So tell us a little about that. How does that impact you and why?
A lot of my friends were actually homeless at one point in their lives. There was this girl that I was friends with in high school. We didn't really talk, but once she graduated, she messaged me on Facebook one day, and she goes, "I'm homeless. My mom sold me to a pimp, yada yada yada," and I'm just like caught back, you know. And I gave her like what $300, and I don't know what happened to her, but it's just you never know what someone's going through. So you should always go above and beyond for people,
Right.
even though you don't know them that well, even though that they did you wrong. Like it's gonna come back to you in one way or the other.
Wow, that's like a really great mindset to live by. Like, but I guess some people are like adverse to that because they don't want to be taken advantage of. But do you feel in your own personal life, have there ever been moments where you felt like you've been taken advantage of, like your kindness has been abused?
Yes, I felt that way numerous times in my life. Um, I had ex. She was physically abusive, and she would also cheat on me constantly,
Wow.
and she would also like use me financially. So
Triple
it's
threat.
very rough.
Triple threat.
Triple threat. Yes. But it was on and off since 2014,
Uh-huh.
and I recently like just cut her off completely this year. Like I felt that
You do you,
I've,
King.
yeah, I've
There you
I've,
go.
I've given so much of myself, and it's like, what am I getting in return?
Exactly.
I'm not getting loyalty. I'm not getting what I deserve as a human being, and it just goes to show you, like, you need to know your self-worth. You need to know how much power you have as an individual, and you shouldn't allow people to be so quick to use you and then just drop you at the quick
Drop of a
time.
hat.
Yeah. So you're a poet too, though.
Yes.
So
The funny thing is, my ex, she was dealing with her own personal like demons and stuff. So I would like help her write her poetry,
right.
and I've also helped her like publish her work as well.
Mm.
So it's like,
Are you getting a cut of that?
yeah.
So what's in the works? Like what music do you have coming up?
I'm working on my second mixtape. The mixtape is called Die. The
Wait,
reason I
die or
yes,
die?
Die.
Die,
D-I-E,
okay, okay.
Yeah.
DYE.
The reason why I named it Die is because, like I said, I've been through a lot of traumatic experiences growing
Right.
up. A lot of people in my family, they would always say, "Oh, you're better off dead. Like no one cares about you. Like you serve no purpose in this planet." And I would never commit suicide, but I've always felt like an outsider. I've always felt like I don't have people in my corner. I've always felt like I walk into a room and I'm just in a corner and everyone else is like interacting with each other.
Right.
So it's pretty much an awakening at this point.
Awesome, that's good to know. Yeah, I feel like I don't know artists in general. I mean, it probably depends on the artist, but I really appreciate people that use their art or use music specifically to kind of like how to say present the narrative of their own life, because that's something that like I'm also trying to do with my like own music, but I'm not really like a rapper or even like a singer. I'm more just like create like instrumentals and stuff like that. But it's like really cool, seeing how people kind of like, represent their life or kind of like repackage their life through like music. Yeah.
Do you feel like you have a good grasp of doing that? Like, do you feel like your music is like a direct representation of like the things that you've gone through?
I definitely do feel it is a representation. And I've also felt the liberty to speak about a traumatic experience that I went through.
Right.
It's a track called The Undercover. And I feel like it's something that needs to be spoken about, but isn't, especially in the male population, because
Right.
it's unmanly to speak about things of that nature. And also, when a man goes through something of that obstacle, he isn't really given the same treatment as a woman does.
Right.
So it's very hard to like navigate through trauma without assistance, or feeling like no one cares about me, so what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, you see memes about it all the time, like a guy going through depression, like a girl going through depression. But it's true. Uh, is it right? Is it wrong? I mean, it that's not really the question. It's just it is what it is, right?
Mhm.
Um, so what song do you want us to play?
Um, there's a track called Gully that I did with my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love it if you would be able to play that track.
Yeah, for sure. We'll give you like a quick 15-second clip
15
of the song.
seconds, not
Yeah.
30.
No, 15.
You can't do anything.
They
in
gotta
15
they
seconds.
gotta be juicy enough for them to go and see the actual track. What, are we gonna play the whole song over here and
No,
it doesn't make any sense?
Technically, but
20 seconds.
You don't need me. Fuck Nicole and CC. Bad bitches call it BB. But your bitch is greedy. Moving fucking greasy. I got a couple hoes that I wanna expose. Selena, play your role. Gab close and rose. Underneath town. You know how we get down. Life from underground.
Yeah, so there was what was Gully?
Yes.
Awesome. So what is what does the process look like for you to make your music? Like, walk us through the steps.
Well, it varies. It depends on what mood I'm in, or it depends on my surroundings. I could be walking outside, I could be sitting down, and then an idea just comes to me. Or I could like say a bar here and there, and then a whole song just goes from there, from that point, pretty much.
So you write it, you do it, and do you play the instruments too?
Yeah.
Huh.
oh, what instruments do you play?
I play guitar and piano.
Oh, cool. Are you also programming stuff as well? Kind of like
Mhm.
drum beats and stuff like that too?
Yes,
Nice.
That must be tough,
it is.
doing it all by yourself.
It's a lot, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
How do you get your music out there?
I usually use SoundCloud or
Okay.
YouTube. I want to go into Spotify and Apple Music with this upcoming release.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like I just want my voice to be heard. I don't want to be silenced. I don't want to be shelved or hidden from the world anymore.
Right. Just got to speak out your truth.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask. Do you have like a specific plan about how you want to like release your music to like Spotify, YouTube, and like Apple Music, like with this upcoming release?
Not necessarily. Like when it's done and I feel like it's complete, then I'll just like let it go, and then I'll let the public decide.
Yeah. Speaking on which, how have you managed to like build an audience up until now?
Well, like I said previously, I'm more in the poetry realm, so I would go to like poetry events and I would perform there. I would meet musicians from there, but we wouldn't like collaborate or like talk outside of that event. So with that being said, I felt like I'm good in the poetry realm. Like I have all these publications, I've won all these awards, and it's like I want to do something else. I want to be something beyond of what people expect of me.
Nice. So like, so have you performed your music live before? It's a stupid question, but you probably have, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What was like so pre-Rona? Because let's not say the C word, less YouTube smite us or whatever. But pre the ending of the
Cunt.
world, like what was your last concert or like what was your last performance experience or like performance like?
My last performance was actually last year in the summertime.
Oh, okay.
It was for like an event that my friend hosted in Queens, and honestly, I had a great time. I had an amazing time, and I met musicians there. I was really uncomfortable performing for a certain amount of time because I felt like they're not gonna really like my music, or I'm self-conscious about myself. But
Right.
then after the performance, everyone really enjoyed it, and I felt really proud of what I accomplished that day.
Yeah, that's like the toughest thing, right? Like you're always your own worst critic, and like even like you could have like such like a fire, such like a fire track or whatever, but like because you're so harsh on yourself, or because you lack that self confidence, it's like I definitely understand what you mean because that's something that I'm still kind of like wrestling with. But like, yeah, I mean, everybody, if you want to be successful, definitely everybody has to learn how to overcome that for sure at a certain point.
I mean, just truth of the matter is, no one's going to hear you unless, you go out and show them it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, I mean, that's just how it is. How did you get over stage fright?
It took a long time, a long, long time. Because like I said previously, I don't have family support. So like when I perform or when I do anything like musically or poetically, it's, oh, you're trash, or
Right.
or just throw your shit away. Like
Right.
you're not going to amount to anything in this life. And it really brought me down. Because I would see other people perform and they have that confidence, they have that swag, they have that command to them, like
But they
own the
built it.
stage. Yeah.
They built it.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's really born with that, I don't think.
Yeah, but it's like everyone has their, support system.
Right.
In my sense, I didn't really have that, so I felt like it was harder for me personally because I had to like be my own support system
Right.
instead of having friends or family members, uplift me or tell me, "Oh, this is good," or
Yeah.
"You did a great job." It's like a kid. If a kid falls down, like the parents isn't gonna say, "Oh, that's why you fell down." They're gonna help them out. They're gonna,
Right.
bring up their self-esteem.
Nice. Yeah.
So, like, what was the turning point for you?
The turning point for me, it was when I had a conversation with one of my friends from college. I told her initially, "Oh, I'm scared of sending my poems to publications," and she was like, "You're an amazing writer. You shouldn't feel that you're not good enough because you are amazing." And from there, I just submitted my work from this place to that place to that place, and I just got numerous publications from numerous places.
Right.
Awesome.
I began winning awards, and actually my first publication, I had the chance to perform at Carnegie Hall,
Wow.
which was really amazing. I was 17 at the time and still in high school.
Wow.
So
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
that was a really shocker. pretty
Wait,
much.
but it happened, right? Like you were able to perform at Carnegie Hall, or did you say that you just got the chance, or did you actually get to do it?
So it was basically like a poetry contest.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I won like the top prize of the nation or whatever.
Nice.
And it was a lot. I felt really scared. Like
Yeah,
there were like
everybody would.
literally like cameras coming inside.
It's
Yeah.
not an easy place to perform, I don't
Yeah.
think.
It was really frightening because I'm not used to that kind of attention, and I don't really like people to be in my business like that.
Right.
So it felt really overwhelming. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm with all these other amazing writers who won this prestigious award, and I won that award at 17 years old.
Yeah, dude. Whatever the haters say, I mean, it seems like your haters, your family, are like obviously bitter, jealous, whatever. But like, I mean, you definitely have like the credentials to like back up, your like art. So like, definitely just like keep on going and don't let anybody talk you down, because you have literally proved your own worth. Not that you need to, but like you definitely have,
It must feel pretty good, though.
yeah.
I mean, listen,
you
like-
have gas in your tank, so to say.
As an artist, you have to be vulnerable, and I guess you have to put yourself in those situations. That doesn't mean it makes it any less hard, though, right? So, I mean, even to overcome something like that, it might seem small, but it's definitely a huge turning point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I mean, so this year, I mean, a lot has happened this year, obviously, to say the least.
You sound like a broken
But,
record. I just don't want to talk about it. I'm just tired of talking about it.
No,
To
but,
be
like,
honest.
I mean, but like, do you just want to ask, what was the defining moment of this year for you so far?
Okay,
That's like a good-
that's a better question. Okay,
sorry.
okay.
The defining moment was, like I said before, with my ex. She was a stepping stone. She was someone that I genuinely wanted to like build a strong relationship with.
Right.
But like I said before, it's like my own insecurities, my own lack of self-worth. I kept going to see her. I kept giving her money. I kept giving her chance after chance after chance. And it's like, for what? Like, you're not doing anything to help me get to where I want to get in life. You know? Like, I reach out to you. You don't reach out to me. So, like, I feel like that was, like, a very defining moment for this year. Like, letting her go and just letting bygones be bygones. Because it's just a never-ending toxic cycle of like, abuse, of cheating, and it's just not right.
Speaking of, so I have 2 follow-up questions. One that is, no, I have 2, one statement and one question. One that is relevant, and the next, David's going to want to punch me in the face for this. The first one is that, yeah, I've definitely learned, like, this year, too, like, I dealt with, like, I don't know, a one-sided romance coming into this year, and it like, fell apart and stuff, and, like, other friendships that have fallen through for whatever reason this year. But one thing I've learned is just that, you know, remain faithful to those, or just embrace those who have stayed with you and just forget those who decide to leave, or that you decide to leave for the sake of your own health. And yeah. And the second one, which is completely non-related, but I think it will make a nice segue.
Just don't even bring it up. I'm just tired of talking about it.
No, not Corona.
Oh, okay.
It has nothing to do with Corona.
Okay.
No, but
you said I was gonna punch you.
No.
Okay.
No, but you might want. But you still might want to punch me in the face for this. But like,
I'll just probably just cut it.
True. No, but okay. So when you said bygones will be bygones, that reminded me of this episode of Pokemon from the Advanced Generation series. I don't know if you ever watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
Pokemon Advance, whatever. But basically, it was like, you know Flygon, right? The Pokemon. Yeah. Let me finish. I am going somewhere with this.
Okay.
This is to say, how do you relax when you're not making music? Like, do you have any favorite video games? Any like how do you chill?
What kind of segue is that?
It's a terrible segue, but how do you relax?
You know, I'm not gonna cut this just because of how bad that segue was.
Yeah, but like, how do you chill? Like, what are your hobbies? If you're not doing music or poetry or stuff like that. That's what I wanted to know.
I don't really have a lot of hobbies. I'm not really much of a gamer. I'll take a walk outside. I'll get fresh air. I'll listen to music. But in terms of games, like I don't find them like really interesting, honestly, because I just feel like I could be doing something much more productive with my time. No offense.
I like that answer. I like that answer. I like that answer a lot. So Darrell, what do you want to leave us with?
Honestly, I just feel like you have to do what's best for you. You have to focus on yourself at the end of the day, and don't let anyone stop you from achieving your goals.
Awesome. And we'll be sure to plug all of your links down in the description.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming on. I know it was a little bit of a tricky situation with this whole COVID thing going on, but we really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.